Hi guys. Well, over the last 30 years I've tried loads of daft things in order to become wealthy, and in this video I'm going to tell you why I failed every time and what I did to fix that problem. If you've come across this channel for the first time, then please consider subscribing so you don't miss any more of these videos. So amongst some of the many stupid things I've done in order to become wealthy was I bought a karaoke outfit and went around pubs and clubs doing karaoke, and well, it just failed. And leading on from that, I became for a while a semi-professional singer, and I failed at that as well. And then I tried to set up a wheel clamping business. I actually got as far as getting the business cards printed before I gave up. So I failed at that as well. And then I get involved in multi-level marketing, selling skinny powder, sort of a diet supplement. And then I realized that was a con because I was going around the country and seeing the same people stand up and giving testimonials, and all of them were fat. And I thought, well, that doesn't sound right. So failed at that as well. And then I set up a business collecting data on people who were moving house. And at one time I had over 300 people running around the country, recording into a dictaphone details of people who had for sale boards outside, addresses, whether they were sold, type of properties, and that sort of thing. And that drove me to bankruptcy. Yeah, that was great fun, that. And that was because the customer went into liquidation, owed me £44,000. Yeah, that was a real grin. There are others, but they follow a similar theme. Now, the common thread to all of these things and why I failed was because I didn't have a plan. I had a goal, I knew what I wanted, but I didn't have a plan to accompany them. In fact, in two places, the skinny powder and the data company, I did have a plan, but it wasn't my plan. It was the plan of the companies I was working for. So how am I managing to succeed now? Well, I'll tell you how. It's because I have a goal, and rather uniquely in my case, I have a plan as well. And that plan is working spankingly well. So just to remind you what that plan is, I started 3 years ago in order to raise £300,000. I realize now that that was quite a timid target, and now I think 7 years later, I'm 3 years into it now, so seven years time, I'll actually become a millionaire. Now, here's briefly how it works, how I did it right from the very beginning, in case you've missed other videos. I started 3 years ago. I was working 75 hours a week as a cab driver, 7 days a week. I took Christmas Day and Boxing Day off only for 2 years until I'd saved up enough money in order for my first deposit for a rental, which was £20,000. I'm coming up to my third year, and I'm just about to buy my third property. Now, at that time, in 2 months' time, I become financially independent, what's called lean FI. That's because the amount of rent comes from the properties at that time will cover all my bills. From then on, I'm going to be buying 2 properties a year, which means next year I'll have 5 properties, and then I will hit full FI, which means that my rental income is equivalent to the same amount of money that I'm making on the cab business. And I could at that point, if I wanted to, retire, but what would be the fun in that? So I'm going to continue buying 2 properties a year from then on. Something magical happens at the 8th property. At the 8th property, which I will do in 2 years' time, I think 2.5 years' time, somewhere around there, all the rental income from those 8 properties is enough to purchase 2 properties a year going onwards, which means that from the 9th to the 20th property, which is my target, I can keep all that money in cash. Now, if you've been watching the video previous to this, I've just started a franchise, and a franchise can predict what sort of money you're going to make over the months because it's been done many times before. So I'm getting extra £2,000 a month income from that, which I'm going to use to add to my ISA, so I'll be maxing my stocks and shares Vanguard ISA out from there. So moving forward, in 7 years' time, I can project that I will have 20 properties. There'll be £600,000 of equity in there. I should have £200,000 in cash from the rental properties from 8 until 20, and I should have £200,000 in my ISA, and hey presto, a millionaire. And just to complete the story, which is to say, what's the difference? The only difference is I now don't just have a goal, I have a plan to achieve the goal. I see this so many times on social media, guys who want to be millionaires, and they'll say, I'm going to be a millionaire in whatever. And I say, great stuff. And I'll always reply and say, great stuff. Tell me about the plan. Oh, I'm going to do it by multiple streams of income. Fantastic. I say, tell me about 2 of those multiple streams of income. And then the response changes. Often the response then goes to something like, why all the questions? Who are you, the effing police? And I know they're answering that way because they don't have a plan. And if they don't have a plan, they really don't have a goal, because a goal without a plan isn't a goal at all. It is a wish, and wishes, sadly, don't come true. So what I think will be a useful exercise for you today is to write down your goal, take a little time thinking about it, and then give it a deadline when you want to achieve that goal, and then work on a plan. Now that will be the difficult part. I don't doubt that. It took me 55 years to come up with a goal and 57 years to come up with a plan. But once you have a plan, stick to it. In fact, don't just stick to it, obsess about it. It will need tweaking on the way, that's fine. All plans do. We had a saying when I was in the forces that the battle plan only survives intact until first contact with the enemy, because the enemy doesn't know your battle plan and isn't going to work to it. So you will need to tweak it on the way, but that's fine. Get yourself a plan. It's the only way that you're going to achieve your goal, believe me. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, and we look forward to seeing you all again, guys. Don't be stupid and don't be normal.